To be kidding me shot of the NBA season. But the photo is even better. Check out Darvin Ham.
Play action pass.
Tonight, Celtics Thunder, which sounds like an AC/DC cover band from County Cork. But is it a finals preview? And Big 12 taking March Madness into madness. Look into this court and tell me what it is you see. Let's go around the horn.
In the in-season tournament.
They all both earned like 12 times over 10,000.
Celtics Thunder, not just a boxer from Dorchester, it's a finals preview. Boy, mate. Could this year's Thunder be last year's Celtics? But what if this year's Celtics are still last year's Celtics? And who is last year's Thunder? And who could be next year's Celtics? Who will be next year's Around the Horn? Who knows? Bill Plaschke, I got questions. Give me the number one question you need answered in this marquee matchup tonight.
Can the Thunder win a close game against a good team?
Okay.
Right now, they're last in the league in clutch points because they blow everybody out. 12.1 point differential, the greatest in NBA history. So they never play close games. And they're 21-1 against the East. They beat up on bad teams. Boston is a team that's ready to win another championship. I saw them Saturday against the Lakers. They were tremendous. They're ready. They're there.
Okay.
Can Oklahoma City, are they mature enough to take the next step this spring? This will be the last big game of the season. Let's see.
I love you, Bill. Some people might look at the stat and say they don't score clutch points because they're blowing everybody out and say they're blowing everybody out. That's a good thing. You say, hold your horses. Bill Barnwell, Around the Horn to you.
I know Bill really values the in-season tournament, so the Thunder losing in the finals of the in-season tournament obviously has hurt them in Bill's eyes.
We won.
When it comes to the Celtics all year, they have been an inconsistent team. They had some winning streaks. They've lost some games we figure they should have won. Lost to the Sixers, lost to the Hawks twice, the Raptors, the Bulls. And the story has always been, wait until the games matter. Wait until they're playing the best teams. They're going to play up to those teams' levels. Well, here's your chance. You're playing a Thunder team you lost to by 13 the last time you guys played these teams. They were up by 4 heading into the fourth quarter. The Thunder locked them down on defense. They went like 3 for 18 in the fourth quarter, couldn't shoot. Here's your chance. Win this game against the Thunder, who have the second best point differential at this point of the season for any team in NBA history. And you prove you're playing your best basketball.
So
you're
you
ready
think
to
the
defend
Celtics,
your title right
the
now.
defending champs, have more to prove tonight? Wow, I don't know if I'm buying that. Pablo Torre, Around the Horn to you.
But I do want to stick on the January game Bill is referencing there because the second half was wildly different from the first. And a big part of that, to get to the micro answer to your question, was the fact that the Thunder put Lou Dort on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
So Jaylen Brown in the first half, 21 points. Jaylen Brown in the second half, post Lou Dort, 0. And so the question for the Thunder, which has an incredible defense, one of the greatest of all time by every efficiency metric, is can you just keep doing that? Can you erase one of the Celtics' best players by using Lou Dort? And so that's a test to me, but the back row, Tony, the bigger picture is here you have a heavyweight title fight. In real terms, you have the most balanced, best teams in the league. The only two teams that are top 5 offense and defensive efficiency. But that Lou Dort versus Jaylen Brown matchup might be the fulcrum on which the balance of power.
Well, we have viewers in Cleveland who are right now wondering, whoa, Pablo Torre, how do we only have 2 best teams? Emily Kaplan, Around the Horn to you.
Yeah, I'm with Bill B. I think the big question here is how seriously the Celtics are taking this game because big picture, it doesn't really mean anything. Both teams can clinch a berth in the playoffs tonight, but we know they're both going there, and the Celtics are pretty locked into that second seed. It does feel like at times they're just coasting, trying to stay healthy, getting to the playoffs. But for this game tonight, it feels like they rested Jason Tatum last game so we could be ready for this one, in part to avenge that loss that Bill B talked about and how embarrassing their performance was specifically in the second half, but also because it's a measuring stick because they're in the Eastern Conference and they don't play that many good teams all the time. So can they get up when they have to play a really good team at the Thunder? And we've seen this weekend, I know that Bill P saw it. I love all the Bills here. I'm just really having fun with this. Against the Lakers when, everyone's talking about Luka and LeBron and they've won 8 straight and they're like, oh, no, we can show out too. But can they do that again tonight to set themselves up for the playoffs? That's what I'm looking at.
We double billed ourselves today. Bill Plaschke back in.
Boston had big wins against Denver and against the Lakers. They know what games are important. This game's important to them. They want to make a statement. They want to tell everybody they're still here. They win this game.
That's a pick for Boston. Barnwell, your pick for tonight?
I'm taking OKC.
Torre?
I am taking the Thunder as well.
Kaplan.
Boston.
Football now. An absurd but true headline. 11 to 22 49ers starters from Super Bowl 58 are now no longer with the team. A team that got closer to winning a Super Bowl without winning it than any team ever is half the team they used to be. And Brock Purdy's negotiation is looming. Bill Barnwell, what does it all mean?
At least the Niners believe they've gotten as far as they could with that core of talent. Yes, they were going to have to clear up some space to extend Brock Purdy. He's going to get a massive raise. But you could have made a couple of cuts, strategic moves. They could have restructured some contracts, given Brock Purdy a cap-friendly first year on his deal to make it all work, kind of squeeze in one more run with these guys. They didn't do that. They let nearly $90 million of average salary for other teams walk out the door on the opening day of free agency. They cut guys like Leonard Floyd. You figure, okay, they're going to go after Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa instead signs with the Buffalo Bills. This team spent more than $330 million in cash last year, the most of any team in football, and they got 6 wins to show for it. But maybe they're looking at other teams who have done this before and had success quicker than people expect. 21 Eagles, a team nobody believed in after Carson Wentz left. Doug Peterson got fired. They were cutting back. They made the postseason. The Rams moved on from a bunch of guys in 2023. They weren't supposed to make the playoffs, and they did. Niners have confidence in their core, but they have to build around that core with younger talent because that team, that 23 team, that Niners Super Bowl team, did not get any further in 2024.
So while you acknowledge this is a reset, you may be inclined to say it's a softer reset than maybe the stat of half the team is gone in just 12 months. Pablo Torre, how about you?
Yeah, I think the Niners very simply have a problem parallel to this episode of Around the Horn. They have too many bills. They got lots of stuff they owe. They got lots of players
all-time line there.
Once upon a time,
well done, Blow.
not so long ago, were a championship caliber, and now they're trying to figure out, Tone, how do they do this? By the way, not to just push this pun, how do they do it like the Buffalo Bills did it? To add another team to the laundry list of teams that cut 8 figures, lots and lots of money from their cap, and then ended up being pretty good after it. So it's a bet on the front office, on the executive structure, on decision makers. The Niners have been very good in terms of their reputation at that, and now we're gonna see what happens when they have to actually.
Emily, what does it mean to you when you see a team cut or part ways with half the roster from a Super Bowl in 12 months?
Well, unlike this show, they've been wasting their bills because they have spent $65.5 million last year in dead cap space. Come on, give me some points for that one. That was good.
I hear you. I don't agree with that it's a waste or a failure, but please make your case.
Okay, well, let me explain it. Let me explain it. So they led the entire league in $65.5 million in dead cap space. Second, dead cap space, Philadelphia Eagles. I think it turned out pretty well for them. Last in the league, the Pittsburgh Steelers, $45K. Guess what? They still made the playoffs. And this is a team that spent all of that money and couldn't even finish above the Arizona Cardinals in their own division. So I think this is just a reset of spending their money smarter with that Brock Purdy extension looming over them of saying, we need to get younger, but I don't think they're cash poor. They just know that they have to be more efficient with their money.
And I want to ask specifically on Purdy in a second, but first to Bill, half the roster gone in 12 months. What does it mean?
It means they're tanking for the Rams. The Rams have got the division. They're just giving it to them. Thank you very much. Okay. Also, it means that they have to rebuild. They need good player personnel decisions. Look at the team's last 4 first-round draft picks. Trey Lance, no pick, Ricky Pearsall. They've had nothing at the top of the draft. They haven't built teams that survived this kind of reset have built great from within. The 49ers are not building great from within. It's a lost season. Terrible decision.
Barnwell, back to you on Purdy. What would be the smartest play? What is, in your opinion, going to happen with Purdy?
They're going to pay him. I mean, they're going to pay him $55, $60 million a year. He's been way more efficient than just about any other quarterback in football over the last 4 years. I know he wasn't the guy they were expecting. They wanted it to be Trey Lance, but Brock Purdy is not the problem with this football team. It's some of the guys around Brock Purdy on the offensive line and the defensive line who have moved on, who I felt like were more of the issue.
So you'd pay him top 2, top 3 money, quarterback position. Torre, would you?
I think they're locked into doing it. I think the quarterback market right now, Tony, look around, not great. I think Brock Purdy is their best hope, as bleak as that might be.
Emily, you called it, what was the word you used? You said failure, or you said it was a swing and miss?
I said I love all Bills that are sitting right
No,
in front of
I
me.
hear
That's
that.
what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a quote I've been thinking about a lot lately, personally, and it's the Giannis and the couple quote about failure. I have it saved on my. There's no failure in sports. I would apply that to life. There's good days, bad days. Some days you're able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not. That's what sports is about. And that's how I think of this San Fran. They went for it. You can say they didn't win the Super Bowl. It was a failure. They went for it. They led in overtime of a Super Bowl. No one's ever come closer. They went for it, and now they have to recalibrate a little bit. We're going to take a break, recalibrate for buy or sell next.
3. Halliburton's got the ball. Halliburton rises up. And there's a whistle. Oh, my goodness. Tyrese Halliburton.
Reggie Miller said, "You had to be kidding me." And it is the "you got to be kidding me" shot of the NBA season. Bill, what's the best part of Halliburton's 4-point play to lift the Pacers over the Bucks?
Best part is the story, and this comes from Caitlin Cooper's podcast. She does excellent work covering the Pacers. Jenny Busick, the Pacers' assistant coach, was briefly a WNBA player, retired, went to go play flag football with Anita Marks, who works with us at ESPN. They played flag football together, and one of the plays they ran was 4 verts. Busick becomes a WNBA coach, coaches in Seattle, coaches Sue Bird. They try to figure out how to make this play work. Sue Bird can't get it to work. They never run it in the WNBA. She goes to the Pacers, and they run it in the playoffs last year. They run 4 verts. They run it here for the game-winning play. Yes, you can take a flag football play from 20 years ago and convert it into a game-winning play in the NBA.
Incredible story. That was a saga. You're getting a lot of points, but I'm giving them to Caitlin Cooper.
She deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Pablo Torre, what's your favorite part?
I'm going to stick with the sidelines because I think the fact that it was Reggie watching the guy who was trying to, again, make his own memories in a building for a franchise, that Reggie is the guy with the most, works under this heading, clutch 3-pointers. And then it's also the fact that he did it in front of, again, just the positioning tone, right? In front of the Bucks bench. That part of the sideline, the most delicious place to sit and just take in what you've just done. Love that part.
Emily Kaplan, best part.
The best part is a signature moment for Tyrese Halliburton, who's been lights out since the All-Star break. There's so many incredible stats. My favorite, 94 assists, just 9 turnovers. That is insane for someone passing the ball around that much. Least favorite part is that this is a foul. I don't think Giannis fouled him. I think, if anything, Halliburton might have been extending his leg, but cool shot.
Whoa. Okay, so you think he committed an offensive foul, and then your takeaway point was his assist-to-turnover ratio? Talk to me about this shot, Bill Flashke.
Oh, I think Giannis actually fouled him. I think Giannis thought they were playing football. Giannis should have given him more room.
It was a football
That's the best
play.
part of it. The fact that he was fouled on the play is incredible. The fact that he'd even be guarded in that situation is incredible. It's amazing play.
As Barnwell said, it was 4 verticals. It was a football play, and that's what they said afterwards. But again, Caitlin Cooper, basketball she wrote, getting all those points. We'll move on. Here's a headline. Rich Rodriguez banning dancing on TikTok. Not for everybody, but for his West Virginia football players specifically. Take a listen.
We try to have a hard edge, whatever, and you're in there, in your tights, dancing on TikTok. Ain't quite the image of our program. Like I said, 20 years from now, they want to be sitting in their pajamas in the basement, eating Cheetos and watching TikTok or whatever the hell they can go at it. Smoking cannabis, whatever.
Pablo, can Rich Rodriguez ban his players from dancing on TikTok?
Rich Rodriguez is one of those soldiers who doesn't know that the war is over and that they lost. Still wandering the earth trying to complain about all of this stuff, weed being legal and people dancing on cell phones. Sorry, dude, it feels very 2015 tone, what he's saying. And he doesn't realize that this is all actually monetization. It's monetization now for the players.
Well, let's just
it's beyond what he's saying.
Should he have his players, he wants his players to focus on playing football. Is that a bad thing for a coach to put out there, Pablo?
That's a great thing, but banning TikTok just means that you're not going to get those players to want to play for you. So maybe
Emily
just
Kaplan,
reconsider
how'd you hear
the
Rich
chicken and the
Rodriguez
egg
there?
problem.
Banning TikTok dances, but they're allowed to do one of those silly get ready with me videos. That's okay. No, this is his second turnaround at West Virginia, and it feels like he just woke up in a cryo chamber and is just learning about these things. Cannabis is illegal in half the states are recreational use now. I can't wait until he finds out about AI.
Bill Plaschke.
I am hooked on TikTok. I watch it all the time. I see everybody dancing all the time. I swear I do, and I love it. And these kids are making money. This is NIL stuff here. He came back in NIL stuff. I bet this ban doesn't last.
Okay. Our show's millennial Bill Plaschke and Bill Barnwell.
I love TikTok.
Yeah. Ask John Lithgow about this. I've never heard about a ban on dancing ever end well in any situation. A couple of years ago, wasn't Brian Kelly dancing on platforms with recruits he didn't even land? I mean,
Yeah,
the barn door is not closing here. It's been open, but it's staying open.
Unbelievable. For anyone under the age of 50, that was a Footloose, a movie from a million years ago called Footloose that Bill Barnwell was referencing. We'll move on.
A remake?
News that crossed yesterday, ruptured Achilles tendon for Tiger Woods. The feeling that wrapped all of us in was that could this be the end of competitive golf for Tiger Woods? Emily Kaplan, you see it that way?
I'm sorry, have you met Tiger Woods? Have you paid attention to him? This guy almost died in a car crash, and here he has made his way back. Bernard Longer came back from a ruptured Achilles at age 66 and did just fine. So
okay.
I have complete faith that Tiger is
Bill
going
Plaschke?
to make himself resolute and figure it out.
Tiger hasn't had a top 20 finish in the PGA Tour event in 5 years. He was already finished. He's great to have around. I love to cheer for him. I love to root for him. But he's never going to be competitive again.
Bill Barnwell?
Yeah, just set expectations appropriately. He's played 9 tournaments over the last 3 years since that car accident. Hasn't won since 2019. I love Tiger. It's great to see him out there, have him out there. But let's not put the idea of being competitive on him. Let him play for the sake of fun, not for the sake of needing to win.
Pablo Torre.
I buy that the most popular TV show in golf, The Tiger Woods Show, continues. He is David, he is Goliath, the greatest of all time, and now the ultimate underdog who's been too injured to play. And we will tune in to see if he can do it one last time. It's the story we've been watching for 10 years. It's not over, it's still going on.
2 stories are over right now. Bill Plaschke and Emily Kaplan. You guys are like having a tractor race at each other at a slow speed in this direction.
Oh, thanks, Tony.
Pablo Torre, Bill Barnwell. Showdown next.